I've not had to leave the house for the past month. Starboys was written in 2014 by Len Vlahos, and it's about a disfigured teen navigating his life with turmoil in his family, friendships, and love life, and also as well as his own personal turmoil, dealing from the fact of like it was a fairly traumatic event that not kind of, did make him disfigured. He was struck by lightning, which is not something people usually forget about. And while the protagonist is definitely very angsty, he's not the level of angsty that I've had experiences with before, to where it just comes off as annoying. Um, Definitely not talking about The Catcher in the Rye. The book's broken up into chapters, as long books do tend to be.
I know what you got on your SATs. Catch up.
And the different chapters are all named after songs. Well, they're old songs from the 80s. And each chapter has a title. And actually, in an interview I read with the author, originally it was lyrics. But he was scared that he would get not attacked, he'd get sued by the artist because he was like, I don't know how copyright law works. Um, he wouldn't have. One particular area that I feel is pretty good to read on this book is the very first two pages. Um, that's also the first two pages I was able to look at because I bought this on not ebook, audiobook. Just found out there's a difference, and that if you buy an audiobook, that doesn't mean you also buy the ebook. So I just had to get the free sample of this book, which was only the first 49 pages, and really there's nothing too profound in the first 50 pages of the book. So it looks like we're reading the intro. Let me get that pulled up. Okay, this is January 21st, 1987. The University of Scranton, Office of Undergraduate Admissions. Um, Dear admissions professional, thank you for giving me the opportunity to become a matriculating student at the University of Scranton. I've had many interesting experiences in my life. I represent the school well. I work hard and am a quick study. I have a quick variety of interests, and I am dedicated to wait. Wait. 250 words? Are you kidding me? It can't be done. Whoops, just wasted 4 words. 5 if you count the contraction. Telling you it can't be done. Another 17 words telling you that it can't be done. Another 12. Never mind, this could go on forever. Here's a short version of what you need to know. I'm ugly and shy, and my face, head, and neck are covered with hideous scars. Hi, bleh. Prep this symbol.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
15 words. Here's the slightly longer version. I am ugly and shy, and my face, head, and neck are covered with hideous scars. That I actually does repeat like that. I was almost struck by lightning. I wish I had been struck by lightning. I was a methadone addict before the age of 10. Let me get over to the next page. It's my fault that my best friend almost got killed. I played guitar in the greatest punk rock band you've never heard of, and that was all before my 19th birthday, which isn't for another 5 months. This symbol again, 76 words. Parentheses? I think that's right. No, it's not.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
Anyway, but the most important thing to know about me, what you really need to grok in order to understand what kind of student you'll be getting, is that I, Harbinger Robert Francis Jones, am a coward. I just counted, and coward was word number 248. And that doesn't even include the date of your address, so I should stop. But I can't believe you know me any better yet. And that was your goal, right? So with your permission, strike that. With or without your permission, I'm going to exceed that word count just a little. Okay, maybe a lot. I suppose I should start at the beginning, and it begins with a question. So, with that, if I can get this closed out real quick so I can actually see. Um, so I also realized I did not mention the name of the author. Not author, name of the main character. He's Harry, but his full name is very long, and it's explained that his parents were like hippies, and that's why they did it. So while I do certainly have my complaints about the book, it's very quick pacing towards the end, despite this being a very long book. And there's also areas that really drag. Particularly the first like 150 pages, they really drag. Um, but this was this author's first book, and also the first YA book. And with that in mind, this is like a very solid I struggle with writing 10 pages, let alone, I do recall, the book's quite long, and let me look up how long it is. See, if I would have pre-prepared this, but you know what, if I was given this talk in class too, I would not have prepared 1 second for this, so, how long is Starboys? Book. No, I don't care how long Scars last. It's 256 pages, and is recommended for 6th graders, which I don't know if I agree with that. Um, so yeah, 264 pages. The first half is slow as hell, and that was even listening to it on audiobook at quite a quick level because the guy was reading way too slow. Um, the ending of the book I liked quite a bit. I'm not going to say it because like it spoils the whole thing. Even in that letter, it kind of references it, but like you need to read it. The main character is very unlikable several times in the book, but it's like an unlikable where it's like justified in the sense that it's like, wow, you've like been through a lot of shit. Like, okay, this explains why you're kind of being horrible right now, but also to please properly construct your feelings, which he does work towards throughout the book, which is nice to see like an actual character arc through almost all of the characters. Um, One of the big things that comes up is his knowledge that a lot of people to his face are very supporting, but he knows that they view him as like kind of a freak. And at one point, this isn't really important to the plot, so I'm going to say it. He's in an argument with his father, and his dad calls him a freak, and he's like, and he's like, I know damn well now I have something on my father. Um, if he ever tries to pull anything, it's like, well, remember that one time you called me a freak? Um, and I think that was interesting because, like, yeah, that's something I would do if I was in this situation too. It's like, yeah, but that one time, which is actually it's kind of manipulative. So maybe, hopefully, I wouldn't do that.
Did a full 180.
I do think the book would resonate a lot with YA readers because it does have a pretty genuine portrayal of like life after high school. There is references to sex. There's people who drink in it. There's people who have they do like recreationally use weed at one point in it. All in all, like it's a very solid book with a very great cast of characters who like realistically exist in this book's world. There wasn't a point where I was like, that's not what you would do. I mean, there's parts where it's like that might not be the best thing to do, but it's like I can see someone who would do this. Unfortunately, the main character's disfigurement, Harry, and like his disability, as a result of that, is not too heavily part of the plot. It's definitely part of the story, and it's definitely an important factor, but it's not the main central core of it. The main core of it is about the band and the relationships that it destroys. In the end, the book really plays with the concept of disability and how like our current able-bodiedness is not innate, and like at any time it could shift to the realm of disability, like in a split second. So I was pretty impressed with this book, all in all. Um, the fact that it kept my attention with an audiobook is pretty pretty hard to do. It's hard to keep my attention regardless. And I mean, I listened to the whole thing. I didn't even fall asleep, I think. Um, but yeah, all in all, I was very impressed with the book.